A tent rally for victims of Hurricane Maria. More than 600 families still living in hotels, but soon they could all be homeless. It is the big story at 10:30. The FEMA vouchers expire Saturday.
The news station's Kirsten Delgado is live in Osceola County tonight with more. Kirsten.
Luann, Charles, I'm standing right where the protest took place earlier today, and that organization tells me they're going to be here tomorrow and Friday. Why? Well, that's because the GOP Sunshine Summit is taking place right behind me here at the Gaylord Palms, and that's where the governor's going to be tomorrow and Friday. And they're making a call to Governor Scott saying, listen, we don't expect a permanent housing solution overnight, but guess what? Come Saturday, we don't want to be on the streets. Rick Scott! Rick Scott, where are you? That's the call from Hurricane Maria evacuees to Governor Scott. They've camped out outside the GOP Sunshine Summit, hoping the governor will help the 599 families still looking for permanent housing in Florida. Jose Castro with the Vamos for Puerto Rico Action Group says time is of the essence.
Right now, this is a symbolic manifestation, but in 3 days it can be a reality.
The deadline for Hurricane Maria evacuees to leave their hotel rooms paid by FEMA is this Saturday, June 30th. Those still relying on that housing tell us starting over hasn't been easy.
It's not that they don't want to stay in the motel, right? It's that they cannot get out of the motel.
For the nearly 600 families that remain, they say that's the biggest hurdle. They want you to earn 3 times the amount of rent, and houses here of 3 or 4 bedrooms are $1,200. So we'd need $3,600, and we just can't make it. That's been the biggest stumbling block. Alfredo Quintero Cruz and his family of 14 share 5 hotel rooms. The adults who can work do, but they say the part-time hours don't pay enough for savings. Quintero's daughter, who didn't want her face shown on camera, says families have had to combine with others in order to get out. There have been families that have been able to leave because 1 or 2 families come together and then they leave. But as far as what happens on Saturday for her family, she says it's in God's hands. I don't know what God tells us. The last thing I'm going to lose is my faith. Now, to this date, FEMA tells us that there have been over 7,000 people who have benefited, 7,000 Puerto Rican Hurricane Irma evacuees who have benefited from the temporary housing program in over 30 states here on the mainland. As I mentioned, again, there are around 600 that still need permanent housing in Florida, and they're saying on Saturday many of them will be out of a roof over their head. Now, FEMA says they are helping those who are eligible for permanent housing to find that housing, and they're working with these families as best they can to make sure that come Saturday they do have a roof over their head. Reporting live in Osceola County.